yo, how you doing, guys? It's 1/5 of them boys. Me, the one AJ, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. Yes, it's night 2 of WrestleMania. No, it's not WrestleMania. You see, I'm so used to WrestleMania being a 2-night show that SummerSlam is not a thing to say. But guess what? For the first time ever, SummerSlam is a 2-night show. So it's night 2 of SummerSlam. The biggest party of the summer is now a 2-night event. And then after, well, this is perfect, because if you're down with the MOW, you'll know that me and Double V will be down in Manchester for Burning Heart. So we're going to have night 1, Burning Heart, then night 2 of SummerSlam. Guys, it's a wrestling weekender, and we are all up for it. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Look out for the Burning Heart video, guys. But let's not waste any time. Let's kick it off with the women's IC title. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. If Lyra loses, she cannot get another shot while Becky's champ. If she wins, she's the new IC champ. Which way did the guys vote? Let's have a look. So we've got the same rules again. This time it's advantage Becky. If Becky wins, Lyra cannot have another title shot. Before it was that, and then Becky got it. But now the feud feels like it's nearing an end. Now there's rumours that Bayley is guaranteed to turn heel. I mean, it could go the other way. Now it could be that Bayley costs Becky the match. Let's go with correct English in terms of trying to create a sentence, because you know you messed up. Too many B's in this. I'm going to say history will not repeat itself, because the last time it was guaranteed. Becky was able to get her title match because she had it. So now they're going to do it again. You could extend the feud that way, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say Becky's going to retain. And somehow we now insert Bayley, who then gets her title shot without Valkyria being able to get in the way. Yeah, Becky for the win, but I feel like it might be Lyra. Yeah, Becky for the win, I've said it.
This has quietly been one of my favourite feuds of the year. It's really, really built up a lot of steam. I've really enjoyed watching a superstar in the making with Lyra, who's quietly gone about her business, as I've said on every prediction show, of being a really, really good Intercontinental champion and winning the crowd over despite the company's best efforts to book her into a poor position. She's always won the crowd over with her in-ring prowess. Add to that Becky Lynch's heel turn, which is helping put Lyra further over. I think, yeah, that makes it a really hard match to call, actually, because there's something to be said about putting the belt back on Lyra and having her run with it again, and then having Becky Lynch become a babyface again, because she can do that seamlessly because she's Becky Lynch. And then putting her back into the main event picture, or maybe having Lyra lose upwards, and it's so hard to call. It's so hard to call. It's a literal coin toss, this one. Street fight. Yeah. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Becky to retain. I've noticed I'm picking all the champs so far. But yeah, Becky to retain. Simple thing is, Lyra's going to get cost by Bayley. But is Bayley just going to cost Lyra losing, or is she going to help Becky to win? Yeah, there's two different things there. There's costing someone and there's helping the other. Either way around, Becky still retains and stays the champion. So, yeah, Becky remains champion. And I can't wait for Bayley to run out and see her and all them glory lights. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Bayley marker.
This is a very hard match for me to determine, because you could get a storyline out of this stipulation. If Lyra were to lose, she can't challenge for the Intercontinental title as long as Becky is champion. And there's a storyline in that alone, because she could go on to have a rivalry with Bayley, which is what I think everyone wants to see. But at the same time, we need to kind of put that establishment on Lyra being the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion for her to win her first serious rivalry, because Becky can afford to lose this match and then she could go on for the world title tomorrow, whereas Lyra, if she were to lose this match, it would kind of put her on the back burner unless they're planning to make her turn heel. But I think there's been a lot of that recently, so you kind of got to go with that flow. And I think that flow is Lyra finally winning back her Intercontinental Championship. And I think it would be more interesting if she had a rivalry with Bailey over the Intercontinental title, because it's the title that Bailey has been pursuing. It's the one that she didn't get to get. And I think it would probably be sweeter for her to beat Lyra more than Becky Lynch. I think the comeback from preventing her from fighting at WrestleMania has already surpassed. So you've got to kind of look forward now. And I think, and then obviously Lyra and Bailey rather, have had that match before where Lyra won. So I think the comeback has to be with Lyra being the champion this time. So even though it could go either way, I think I'm gonna go behind Lyra to win back her Intercontinental title. I mean, the way it's looking, everyone could win their title back at this rate at SummerSlam. It's very hard to think if anyone's gonna retain, but man, this is really hard. Because again, I really think there's a story behind Lyra not challenging for the Intercontinental title again, as long as Becky's champion. All right, no, I'm going to stick with my guns. Lyra Valkyria, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
I've got to admit, Lyra is winning me over slowly but surely. She's still quite, mid on the mic. But, I see the character growing. I see them trying. I see them doing stuff with her. And as I've said, before, this is the only way that you're really going to get her to where you want it to be. This is the only way you're going to get her over is when she starts to say and do stuff. She reminds me, and maybe this is by design, of Becky Lynch before she became the man. You know, the whole Dr. Robotnik wearing Happy to Be Here, Becky Lynch. that was a good wrestler, but again, it was a poor character. And it wasn't until she switched it up that people really started to believe in her. I feel Lyra needs that. But does she need the win here to do it? And this is the interesting thing. Because again, if we look up and down the roster, there is a lot of people who could fill in that spot where Becky fights them for the IC title. I think a really good choice for that role would be Stephanie. However, of course, she's going for the world title, but that's another story, isn't it? As for who's gonna win here, it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna go your winner. Oh, don't believe in this, but I'm doing it. And still, Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch through nefarious means with Bailey screwing over Lyra because she's jealous.
Look, I'm down. Most of us are there. Leon's doing the Batista and walking alone. I nearly sang it. You're going to get a weekend without me singing that line. The thing is, he's not wrong. Because my logic is, what does Bailey do by aligning herself or screwing herself up? Because it's then heel versus heel if in that situation, unless she screws her out of the title, Becky turns face in that, and then you've got the Becky versus Bailey feud with her being now the stand-up person. But this is just after the Becky Stompers have come out. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but Leon might just be right. I mean, look, if she doesn't, she might be next to Stephanie or Naomi. I don't know. Anyway, everyone's gone Becky, bar one man. That may be his point. We may all really suffer because of that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go from one mid-card title to another as we talk about the United States champion as Bloodline takes on MFT. Well, former Bloodline 2.0 takes on the MFT leader. We are talking Solo versus Jacob, and this time there's a cage, much to some people's dismay. How'd the guys vote? Let's have it.
WWE put on some of the best ladder matches. Actually, strike that. The best ladder matches in the entire business. Conversely, I believe they are woefully responsible for putting on the worst steel cage matches. Make it make sense. The point of a steel cage is to entrap two people who have got big beef into a cage to avoid outside interference, who have to beat each other so badly because the feud has been so intense that the only means of escaping traditionally was by escaping the cage. Then they added in pinfall or submission as well. Those are fine. Why do they do escaping through the door? It's dumb. It completely removes the need to, one, escape the cage, which completely lowers the gravitas of the match because you can literally walk out the door. Why would you climb over when you can walk through the door? No. There's no way, oh, but you want to do it properly. No. Walk through the door, beat the guy, end of. And it also, given that the cage is there to prevent outside interference, doesn't prevent outside interference. Cage matches in the Fed are dumb. That said, my rant is done. I'm going to pick Jacob Fatu to win.
You all go. Solo. Just talking with the group, there's a lot of people that don't like him, and I was like, I watched a couple of matches with him because I'm trying to watch wrestling again. And I like Solo. He's a comedy wrestler. He's not unlike, Umaga style, which everyone was going for. And I know him from the Bloodline, which was a serious character. I like his messing around. Jacob is a serious guy that does the madness, but it's mad that they took the belt off him. But Solo's going to retain it with help from someone. But yeah, it should be a good match either way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Solo to win.
This is another real hard one to determine because we could keep the belt on Solo, and at the same time you could give Jacob Fatu that big match win because obviously he is still on fire right now, and obviously turning out to be a real favourite. The last time he was on a big stage, he did win the US Championship, but that wasn't Solo, that was LA Knight. So now, can he now win back the US Championship? With Solo having his family now, the was it MFTs are they called? So my family tree. So he could actually retain here. Now the way this is going, and especially with my predictions, it's almost as if everyone's going to lose their title. Could Solo be in that list of him losing his title? I can't remember the last time WWE had an event where everyone lost their titles, but it could be that. At the same time, I could be very wrong as well. But you know what? In the first instance, I got behind my boy, Yada Amin, and I think I'm going to stay loyal to my boy. I might be kind of thinking with my heart a little here, but you know what? It's the Summer's grandest stage of them all. It's a steel cage match, although there could still be a comeback. Is it Tungaloa who's still yet to return, or Tamatunga? So that could happen as well. He could come out of the ring, even though the cage is there, or he could just climb over. They're wild like that. But I think obviously you've got the full member or the full family tree of Solo. Who's behind Jacob here? Obviously someone's got to get behind Jacob, and Jimmy could be the one that comes out to help him. So that being said, I think your new US champion, coast to coast and post to post, it is the Samoan, I nearly said bulldozer there, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Much to some people's chagrin, some even within this group, Solo continues to be on top. And I don't think that's gonna stop anytime soon. He's just got his group back, and it's not really gonna stop until Jacob goes and gets people to be part of his group so they can do the whole little gang war thing. And maybe this is a thing that actually ultimately leads into Survivor Series a few months from now. But they gotta keep it going for now. So yeah, why this match should be good ultimately is gonna end in a lot of interference, a lot of cheating, and Solo retaining his US Championship. Solo Sikoa for the win.
So we all saw Solo losing at the last one, but he won. Taller Tonga, like that's not too close to Tama Tonga, right? Is the reason why. So now we put the cage, and it should be advantage Jacob, because Jacob should be able to kick rear end, left, right, and center. Just because the cage keeps people out, it doesn't mean they stay out. There are many ways of doing stuff. Let's say Jacob goes for the door, he gets caught and slammed in the face. Let's say he climbs out, these guys can prevent it. Do history, that has happened where people have blocked another man from 2 feet touching the floor. I feel it's too early to take the title off. I mean, it was too early to take it off Jacob, but let's prolong it. Let's have the fans really red hot to see him take the victory. So, still, your US champion, Solo Sikoa.
Right. So, yeah, we have some people going down for Jacob, others down for Solo. Now, my thing is that if Jacob does go for family, or backup, there's one name that sticks out, and that's Zilla Fatu. Hey, the Fatu will be in that for that. Apart from that, it is literally the bloodline, and we've just had that at Survivor Series. But it's not to say it can't happen. Jimmy could be the quiet hero running down for his brother and his cousin, and coming down for his other cousin. Like Jimmy might be there. And then just looking at his wife, like, what are you doing, Naomi? But anyway, matters not. Yeah, I think despite the hatred that Nico has for the cage match, fact check him, guys, by the way, there are certain things that he hates. Tell him that cage matches don't matter anyway. But yeah, if you enjoy a cage match, let him know in the WWE, that is. Whether it be a pin, whether it be an escape, whether it be through the door. Not that they use it often. I agree. Why would you climb if you could just walk through a door? But hey, it's padlocked. And if the rest, you've got no choice but to climb. Anyway, we move on. Let's go for the next match, which will be let's keep it mid-card. The Intercontinental title as Dirty Dominic Mysterio takes on AJ Styles. Have the guys vote? Let's have a look.
And the biggest babyface in WWE, Dominic Mysterio. That's right. How are you, Rey Mysterio's son, but you are so big no one refers to you as Rey Mysterio's son? You're just Dominic Mysterio. As he says, he's the best Mysterio. Love his heel run. So it's time for a little babyface. See if he can do it. If he can do babyface as well, oh my God, this guy's a full package. But yeah, look at the AAA, when he came out AAA, that pop. Oh my God, you've got to turn this guy babyface. And this match is going to be amazing. AJ Styles, one of the best modern day wrestler, even though he's like been around for so long. Man, this would be a good match. Looking forward to it. AJ versus Dominic. Oh, I didn't even give my prediction. Dominic Mysterio to retain. Whew.
This is really, really hot. I know I've said it in most of my videos, but this really is a hard match for me to determine. Because on the go-home show, AJ Styles picked up the win over Dominic. Now, a mixed tag match might not mean anything, and it could have happened on any other show, but when it's the go-home show, that's what worries me, because usually they go on to lose whoever wins on the go-home show, or whoever gets that final hit or beatdown. And that really, really, really worries me, because obviously the other thing is Dominic is going on to Triple R to face in the Fatal 4-Way for the Triple R World Championship. So could it be 2-belt Dom? When he attacked El Vikingo, the heel de Vikingo, he had the championship, he had the Intercontinental title, and he attacked the reigning Triple R champion. So I don't know if that was a sign of things to come for it to be 2-belt Dom, but obviously it's almost like they want to put, if he doesn't win that AAA World Championship, then at least he's still got a title. Or with this implosion of the Judgment Day, could he also be on track to lose everything? Could he lose the Intercontinental title and then lose in the Fatal 4-Way? Either way, because of that proverbial drop on the go-home show, this is really worrying for me, because everyone wants AJ Styles to win. What I'm not feeling is this whole cosplay thing he's been doing. 1 minute he's a janitor, next minute he's a physician, next minute he's like doing something else. And when it's a comedic role, AJ Styles, he doesn't win championships. When he's more serious, that's when the checks and championships, shout out to Booker T there, start coming in. When it's a serious AJ Styles, that's when he wins championship. And it might go It might affect me, this one. It might even cost me. But I really think that they're going to keep the belt on Dom for him to be 2 belts Dom. So, still, your WWE Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Now, why it would be very nice to see the phenomenal one with gold once again. I just think Dominic is too popular. He's too over. The Judgment Day having all the gold is still a thing, and I still don't think they'll start to lose it just yet. So ultimately, Dom's gonna retain, and to be honest, I think he's gonna make history by being the first ever WWE superstar to not only be Intercontinental Champion, a WWE belt holder, if you will. He's also going to hold that AAA Mega Championship as well, man. And that is historical. Although it could mean he could lose the IC title, so we can hold that world title and it really not be a thing. But hey, I think he's going to be dummy 2 belts, man. Dominic for the win.
This one is a bit easier to predict. I think the whole story bleeds into Dominic runs from AJ. AJ finally catches him. AJ becomes champion. We are talking about Mr. AAA star now, heading in for a world title with that. He's definitely retaining this. Dominic Mysterio will be AJ Styles and is still your IC champion. It's just the way. It's been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. But Dominic's going to be Dirty Dom and do what he does best and sneak a win when no one sees it coming. Dirty Dom, still your IC champion.
SummerSlam feels like a bit of a weird show this year. The card itself on a talent basis is stacked, but it also kind of feels like every single match isn't like the end of a feud. It almost feels like the start of a feud, like the best of 3 or the best of 7 or something. Case in point here, AJ and Dirty Dom. You don't take the belt off Dirty Dominic Mysterio yet, surely. Also, looking forward, you've got Clash in Paris, and the French love to chant "Il est vraiment phénoménal" when Styles comes out. So it would make sense on a booking level and on a crowd-pleasing level to have Styles and Dirty Dom Part 2 at Clash in Paris. That would be my guess. Don't. I mean, look, you can't take the belt off Dominic Mysterio, surely. Yeah, I mean, you can, but I think it would be ill-advised. My booking would be Dominic Mysterio.
I agree, Nick. It should be Dominic Mysterio. And guess who else agrees? The rest of the ministry. Yes, guys, we are all on Team Dirty Dom. And will it be the Dirty Duo? Will he take the AAA title? And just going back to what old Simsy said there, I had to say it because of the mention where we're talking about good old AAA. Check that. That's a AAA signature there. This is a El Hijo de Vikingo signed mask given to me by the man himself. That was courtesy of Progress Wrestling. Hey, let's put it out there. WWE aren't paying for this, so I'm going to plug who I can. Progress Wrestling met Vikingo down there. Sadly, his match got cut short, but yeah, the guy's an absolute talent. If you are familiar with AEW, you will have seen him. If you are down with AAA, you would definitely be familiar with him, but absolute phenomenal star. But take it away from one phenomenal star to another one, the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles. Yeah, look, Clash in Paris is coming. I don't think I want to see him take on Dom because I won't want to see him lose in Paris if the fans are going to give him that. I think give him a nice match one against someone. No, he's done Logan already. I don't know. But yeah, let's give him something to win in Paris, not something he's going to get a good cheer for and then lose. That's for Paul Levesque to do, not me. Anyway, let's go for it. From one title match to another, guys. Let's go for the most exciting match of the entire weekend on the WWE front. That is Bret Hart review coming. The WWE 6-pack challenge. Now, we have the Wyatt 6. We have DIY. We have the Motor City Machine Guns. We have Fraxium. We have the Street Profits. And we have Andrade and why am I going to say Kalisto? My gosh, what is wrong with me? It's my favorite superstar from AEW, Rey Fenix. Yes, Andrade and Rey Fenix also tag in. Funny, he's brothers on the other show. Anyway, matters not. Those are the 6 guys. I have one problem. I've take out one of these guys who have freshly come in, or make it a 7-man because Yes, boy. I'm going to say it in my video anyway, but Pretty Deadly should have been in this. They have been in the mix of this whole tag team title feud the whole way, and they're not in it. It's disgusting. For shame. For shame, SmackDown. Anyway, let's go for it. 6 potential winners, 5 guys in the ministry. Are we all the same? Are we going to go 5 different ways? Who knows? There's only one way to find out. Checking out the video right now.
This is probably going to be the match that steals the show because it's the first in its kind. You've got a was it a fatal 5-way TLC match for the tag team championships? Now, in one sense, I'm thinking SummerSlam is where The Fiend was born. So is there going to be some kind of homage to that? Then you've obviously got the Motor City Machine Guns, which everyone gets behind, and you've also got the new tag team in Andrade and Rey Fenix. Then you've got the Street Profits as well. Obviously, could they win back their titles as well? And DIY as well. There's so many ways that this could go. But the Wyatts have only just got those tag team titles. And although you can do a little hot potato with some belts, I'm thinking along the lines of they've just won these tag team titles. Could they lose them at their first PLE title defense? At the same time, SummerSlam, again, like I said, is the birth of The Fiend, 2019, when he made his first entrance. And I think that they could be some kind of homage to that as well. And in order for them to do that, they've got to retain. I could be wrong here. And but at the same time, I could be right. Kind of doing a Karrion Kross Sami Zayn thing there. But I want to be right, you know? And I could be looking too deep into this. But I think I'm going to keep the homage of it. You know, I'm just going to keep true to Bray Wyatt. And I might be wrong. I might be looking too deep into it, like I said. But ultimately, I think just because they've just won those tag team titles, they're going to keep them at their first defense at a PLE. So still, your WWE Tag Team Champions, the Wyatt Six.
And what also may be very well be a show stealer, man, you got this TLC with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 teams, man. That's going to be insane. And like, to be honest, if it's maybe not be the best technical or the best like overall with storytelling and whatnot, but this is going to probably be the most entertaining match of the entire weekend, man. I expect this to be a car crash with a lot of different spots, and hey, maybe someone will like the step up here, man. Maybe a fraction will step up and like surprises, really put their name on the map. As for who wins, man, look, SummerSlam, I think is a place where The Fiend used to win quite a bit. So I think as a tribute to that, man, we've got to keep it on the Wyatt Six. Plus, they've only just got the title. It makes no sense for them to lose it. So yeah, the Wyatt Six for the win.
No disrespect to the Wyatt Six, no disrespect to Fraxium, but one of you lot should have taken a backseat, and yeah, boy, Pretty Deadly should have been in this one. My heart says the Machine Guns. I feel like this is all over. This spells Machine Guns, and then never underestimate DIY. The Profits just lost the title. So many teams, 6 teams in a ladder match is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be batshit crazy. It's going to be something to talk about for a long time. TLC Original 3 will be still something to remember, but this is going to be a match for the ages. I'm going to go with the tag champs to retain just because I can't think of a logical reason or standout team between it, unless Pretty Deadly just go up there and yes, boy, take the title. But yeah, let's see that not so much underdogs, but the team. Look, there's even more people in the 6 than those that are in the match, so let's go with it. The Wyatt Six are still your WWE tag champs. Yeah, they are WWE, not World Tag Champs. Yeah, Wyatt Six for the win.
25 years on from SummerSlam 2001, and we have another TLC match. SummerSlam's SummerSlam 2000's TLC is my second favourite match of all time after Rock and Hogan. I'm a sucker for a TLC match when done properly. Absolutely love it. And the talent, which I'm not going to name because it's long, is, yeah, you just know this is going to be the match of SummerSlam. I can't wait for it. There's a little thing in the back of my head that says maybe the Street Profits win this, but I think in keeping with SummerSlam TLC tradition, I think the champions enter and the champions leave as champions. So I'm going to keep it on the Wyatt 6, and I'm just going to say in the voice of Samuel L. Jackson, hold on to your butts, because this is going to be epic.
The match of chaos. I know, let me look at it. I know Rey Fenix and Andrade. I know DIY. I know Street Profits. Oh my God. I know Machine Gun, Motor City Machine Gun. I don't know the Wyatt 6. Am I going to the opposite of me? Like, the one I don't know, the one I pick? Because the way I've been picking, I might as well just keep it going. I'm going to Wyatt 6 to take this. Vibes. That's my pick. It's because of vibes.
Did I mention DIY earlier? I'm not sure if I mentioned one team twice, but yes, 6 teams. It's all been mentioned. Thank you, Den, and everyone else who mentioned it. Look, here's the thing with this one. I hadn't even thought about the Fiend and his fun around SummerSlam. RIP Bray Wyatt. Though Roman did come back in 2000 and lay waste to both members of the Wyatt family after their match, but look, it's one of those things. I think they've just made this statement. They've just won the title. It feels like the right moment for them. Expect Uncle Howdy to turn, like, lights off, Uncle Howdy at the top of the ladder and push someone down to make sure that these guys retain. I don't know if he's going to make them heel. I don't know. Just put Nikki and Alexa. I said it already. Let's make it the Wyatt 6 with someone who was Wyatt affiliated. Anyway, let's move on to another title match. And hey, I was just talking women. Let's go for the women's world title. Yep. I'm wearing red for caution, people. Yes, we are talking the triple threat match of Naomi, your current world heavyweight champion, former world heavyweight champion, Io Sky, and of course, Brutality herself, Rhea Ripley. The title's on the line. Which way the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Okay, and in what actually might end up stealing the show, the triple threat match with for the women's world title. Let me just tell you something now, man. I'm so happy we finally put some respect to Naomi's name. And the fans love it as well. They love the new gimmick. They love the catchphrase, proceed with caution. And like, it goes to show, let this be a lesson across the board. If people are just like bored with you, if everything's stagnant, then switch it up, man. Do something interesting. You're only really going to get a reaction and people are only going to get over if they're doing something. And Naomi is the biggest proof of that. Like, with her whole switch up, her whole demeanor, her whole new look. She's a different person, and the fans are eating into every single moment of that. Now, Io and Rhea are great, but again, they can take a loss here and still remain great. So, still, your women's world champion, Naomi.
I'm going to make this one pretty short and sweet. It's the match that should have happened officially, I suppose. It was 1-on-1 and we saw which way it could have gone and everyone lost the point because no one saw Naomi cashing in. Now she's officially in the match. I'm going to stick with it. Naomi's still your champ. She is gold right now. She is solid right now. Trinity, do your thing, girl. Yeah, I'm always a huge Naomi fan. Face, heel, doesn't matter. I will always support this girl. Not always vote for her. I'm not saying that. But yeah, I'm going to go with Naomi to still be your champ despite the fact she's taken on 2 fan favourites. So Naomi is still your world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, this one, I think Mummy is immortal. You don't touch Mummy. And I think Io Sky, despite being the best of these 3 in ring, I think she's there to eat the pin, sadly. Naomi's retaining, I believe. Naomi to win.
I'm going for Naomi to retain here because can you imagine you cash in, then the next month you lose? That it looked like they're really on her. But also you got these 2. They've got to turn on each other somehow. Or something goes wrong. to make them really fight, or they cost each other the match. Make it look like what's her name? Rhea was finally gonna be Io, and what's it called comes in and takes it. Yeah. So she can beat her, and then after a while they can have a one-on-one match just to prove who's the best. But yeah, right now Naomi's taking this.
You know, if this was any type of different triple threat match, I would have been behind Rhea 100%. I mean, everyone loves Rhea now. Everyone loves Mommy. But this is Naomi and Io Sky, along with Rhea Ripley. And as much as it would be cool for Rhea to obviously get her championship again, she's had it twice now. It's someone else's turn to get that limelight. And obviously, we've just had the heel turn. We've got a newly crowned champion in Naomi. She can't drop it at her first PLE. I mean, that would be a disrespect. You know, she's finally got that title that she deserves. Let's keep that run going, yeah? She's got some unfinished business to take care of on Raw. And obviously being the last time that she was on Raw, we all know what happened. So, you know, there's some unfinished business there. Let's get that storyline going. Let's get that heel run. Let's get that list ticked off. But I think you need to keep the belt on Naomi here. It makes sense. And I think that's what's best for business. Hint, hint. But yeah, you got to keep the belt on Naomi. You got to get that run, and obviously there's that rivalry coming up with Stephanie Vaquia, and obviously they've had an altercation before, so obviously you know they're going to reconvene on that. Obviously with the World Championship being on the line. So that being said, still your WWE Women's World Champion, and you better proceed with caution, Naomi.
Okay, so nothing but love for good old Naomi here, and I love to see it. Naomi deserved better. Now she's got better. That's what it's all about. Please make it happen. Yeah, I'm going to show bias on that one. Points or no points, she deserves the victory. Right, okay, guys, now let's go for the main event. Now, like I said, when it went to the World's Heavyweight title, whatever we decide here all depends on bell to bell. Should Seth Rollins not be injured and he turns up during the match, then no one gets a point if he wins the title. However, if John Cena or Cody Rhodes wins and then Seth Rollins does turn up and takes the WWE title, then that's a separate match if he's done it after that. But I don't think he will, because that's a SmackDown title. His boys are on Raw. Hey, people can move. I don't know how these brand switches work anymore, but yes, you get the point. If Seth enters and it's a triple threat, then and he wins, no one gets a point. However, on the other side, should he do it after the bell and a new match starts, then hey, go. That's it. Your winner from what you pick is what you pick. I hope that makes sense. So yes, even if Seth walks out of the show as WWE champion or whatever happens, or someone's nicked his briefcase and they cash in, it only happens if, post-match. So we can still get a point based on it. Anyway, now time for the main event. The second time these guys meet up, apart from the tag team. We're talking Unseen 17, John Cena versus the American Nightmare. That's the one. Cody Rhodes. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Tough one, very, very tough one. Do we end the reign here? Do we end the reign, put John Cena in a face turn kind of situation, or do we put Cody down? Now my thing is that if it's not Cody, then who? And that's why I feel like it's Cody too soon, really, because I don't feel like the Cena run is over just yet. But who beats him? Does Cody get a second shot at the title? He lost it, then he had the tag where he won, now it's this. It's a street fight. A street fight determines that it's advantage, and I mean, someone who's got a crew with them, right? Now, last time when we talked about the crew, when we had the bloodline rules, it was advantage Roman, but Cody won because everybody knew what to expect. Street fight as requested by Cody. Victory as determined by John Cena. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to say John Cena for the win. I don't know who it's going to be. Don't expect Final Boss. Definitely don't expect Travis Scott. But I think it's too soon. I think we're way too soon in the transition or the thing. Cena's holding everyone hostage right now. with this, so he has to prolong it. Maybe the final 3 months we'll see a turn, and then we'll see him take on the heels. But right now, I'm going to go for John Cena to still hold the company ransom.
Yeah, the hardest damn match to call, this one. Because it depends if it's a WrestleMania rematch. Now, there's reason it's hard to call is because there's so many directions they can go on. Narratively, in terms of what can happen, it's one man or the other wins. So, two people in a match, there's only two options, right? But the narrative directions are what are interesting here. Does Cena continue the streak? Because he still has a lot of days to go. But then you have to think, does Cena end his run as a heel? Probably not. So there needs to be some rehabilitation time. So is now the time to take the belt off him? Who knows? Should Cody win? Is it now time for the Codyverse? Is it time for that Cody? Is it time for Crazy Cody? Is it time for the Ring of Honor Cody? Heel Cody, is it about to happen? Are we about to get a heel Cody who's going to do what he couldn't do at Mania and win by any means necessary? Is The Rock going to get involved? I don't think so. Is Seth Rollins going to cash in? Narratively, this is juicy, this match. The one thing I have to say that is making me lean the way I'm leaning is I think it would be slightly lazy to it would feel like a course correction from Mania if you just said, put the belt back on Cody, the Cena heel turn hasn't worked, rehabilitate him and end him that way. And then basically the last 3 months effectively almost didn't happen because you just put the belt back on your company quarterback, which is Cody Rhodes. It's so hard to call. I am going, I'm not winning this season, so I'm going with my heart. John Cena to win.
Everyone's calling for it. Please give it the double turn. Cody goes heel, John Cena goes face. But is it time to turn Cody heel now? You give me a tweener, but John Cena needs to end his career on a high, be a face. Let him be the one who has second thoughts of kicking him. But Cody doesn't hesitate. But John Cena still kicks out because, Super Cena. Yeah. But with that said, I'm going for John Cena to win and retain because he ain't losing this to the final day or someone cashing on him. Anyway, moving on. John Cena to retain.
This is a very interesting WWE title match because at the same time, as much as Seth could cash in on CM Punk, he could also cash in on John Cena as well. I mean, I do believe there is some unfinished business there, especially after the last match where they all got involved. But at the end of the day, at the same time, everyone's kind of enjoying this Never Seen 17 run. People are really starting to get behind that now, even though he's supposed to be the heel. And this is kind of reminds me of the Hulk Hogan Rock era, where obviously Hogan was supposed to be the heel, obviously God rest his soul. But then obviously in that match, he turned out to be the favourite. When he started hulking up and stuff, people are really getting behind him and booing The Rock. I don't see people booing Cody Rhodes, but there is rumours of that heel turn as well. But what I believe is that I don't think there will be a cash-in on here. I think this is going to be a straight match. It's a street fight as well, so you don't really need Seth in that match. Could The Rock return? Obviously, don't put any money on it, but The Rock could return. Please don't make it Travis Scott again, please. But he could turn up. It's a street fight, which means there's no rules. Anyone can get involved in this. And obviously, I think that's what's going to happen here. There's going to be some back and forth. There's going to be interference. And I think John may actually drop it here. I mean, he could hold it until his last day and then drop it. But I think there's probably going to be a little bit of his run where he's the good guy again. And in order for that to happen, he could drop the belt here, shake Cody Rhodes' hands, just like Hulk Hogan did The Rock, and say, you're the man, proverbially passing that torch, and then he becomes a good guy. Cody could even turn and smash him in the face with the belt. Who knows? It's open for such possibilities of storylines and everything else to happen. But without going into too much deliberation, I think Cody's going to get the win here, and we may get the OG John Cena back all in that same match as well. So, your new WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
I've got to give credit where credit's due. Lately, WWE has been making these title matches not so obvious who's going to retain. And this one's no different. In what might be the hardest match to call of the weekend, the championship match between Cody and John. Who's coming out on top? Since it's a street fight, there can be so much nefarious means, if you will, go down and it not really affect anyone who loses. So ultimately, it's about what do we want to do. Do we want to flip the script now and start to rebuild John as a babyface, closing up his career with a bit of redemption before he's finally done? Or do we want to keep this going, man? Because I'm having a great time with Cena as champion. I'm sure he's having a blast as well. And would it do more damage and good to Cody to have him be the one that dethrones Cena right now? Thinking about it, I'm gonna say yes. I think it will. I think this leads into a bigger thing. Yeah, we might actually circle back round to the whole The Rock wanting Cody's soul thing, and ultimately this is the type of thing that might turn Cody in the ear to the dark side, turn him heel, because he can't beat Cena, and eventually at the end has to, embrace the darkness to do it, embrace the hate, if you will. But for SummerSlam, I'm gonna go still the WWE champion, John Cena.
Will there be a new champion? Will there be a double term, or will it be more of the same? It's going to be an exciting one, all the same. That's the thing. I'm going to put up a line that Leon said there. God rest the soul of Hulk Hogan. Now, some of you, I know this is one of the most controversial figures in history of wrestling. Should the name be mentioned? Should it not be forgiven? Now, it's no surprise if you've got this far in the video, you will see 4 men who probably would have been highly, highly offended by what Hogan said and what changed his perception, what originally killed Hulkamania, the immortal Hulkamania, not Terry Bollea. But yeah, look, it's one thing we would all say, irrelevant of which way you stand on the fence, this prediction show would not be happening without 2 men that are pretty much cancelled at the moment. WrestleMania, wrestling, WWE, wrestling on a wider scale, an international scale, would not probably be where it's at because of 2 men whose names I'm not going to mention to trigger, but because of that, we show appreciation. Sometimes you separate the artist from the man, and other times you shouldn't. And I get it, because there are people like a former world heavyweight champion, a guy who won at WrestleMania 20 along with Eddie Guerrero, who is not to be mentioned. And I get it, because essentially you are one and the same, and people are entitled to their opinions. But I will say, from people who maybe we got offended, but have found that hint of forgiveness, and call us hypocrites if you wish, we have our reasons, and we have shown respect to the man. But we were triggered. Don't ever get that twisted. We were triggered. That's just where it is. So I don't want a load of. If you guys are gonna hate. If you're gonna unsubscribe, you're entitled to that. If you're gonna subscribe, you're also entitled to that. But we understand both sides of it. But from the majority, and I don't want to talk for all of us, but we all have said, yeah, we recognize what it was. It was a bit of an unreal moment. We all grew up watching this guy. Some we've joked and we've hated and we've done it all. But we respect the memories that we had growing up with it. So with that, that's how we're going to close this show. And more than anything, guys, enjoy the very first 2-night SummerSlam. And yeah, I'm the one AJ, and I'm out. And yeah, apologies if anyone were offended for that. And welcome to those who weren't. Until then, I am out. We are out.